On the PhiDX Games channel, we strive to provide a good viewer experience with every video, and part of that involves trying not to spoil the results whenever possible. I have to break that commitment today, but it's to prove a really cool point. In this video, in this pro-level match, to qualify for top 8 at a Challenger Tekken World Tour event in Germany, you will see a lot of throws not get broken. And it's not that these players can't break throws, but I think they're so focused on other parts of the game that their reactions are falling apart. And sometimes stream setups can be tough, so this is not to shame them for any of that. Rather, it's to show you how you can win intense matches even when you can't break throws. I know a lot of people will probably appreciate that. Sin versus Kwis, Yoshimitsu versus Hwoarang. We've seen Sin earlier on the channel. We're going to be going through a lot of his matches, mainly because I think he hasn't gotten a lot of coverage when it comes to offline Tekken, and he had a great performance at this tournament. So without spoiling the result, you're going to see a lot of unbroken throws. And to talk about how these players navigate the gameplay, even with that clear weakness, we got to talk about the characters and their styles. Mainly focusing on the play styles here. If you don't care about this, go ahead, skip to the timestamp below. You can see the matches right away. Let's talk about Kwis. Loves using a ton of throws. Very topical, right? He also loves tons of Peacekeeper. And the reason why he plays like this is because his neutral is so patient, right? He doesn't really run in and start forcing mix-ups. He doesn't start in with the 1-2 jab or all these other things. He would rather see if your opponent is going to make mistakes for you and just go in with the safe mids, go in with the throws, things like that. He trusts his duck reads a lot too. So if you're scrapping up close, he will confidently duck and get a beautiful punish. And it's very effective and kind of hard to hit him if he's doing nothing, right? But once he gets going, he really creates that Hwoarang offense, right? It starts running you over. It becomes really, really nasty. So he plays Hwoarang pretty effectively, I'd say, to the character strength. Sin also does the same on Yoshimitsu. We saw it in an earlier video where he loves playing forward dashes and crouches, right? He gathers information like this, and he doesn't really expose his game plan outside of the fact that he's running in at you. And why is running in scary in the first place? Well, the main reason is because Yoshi has these huge generic tools that are really, really good. So 1-1 is one of them. Down forward 2, safe counter hit launcher. Can also clip movement and launch you. Up forward 3, evasive hop knee. And then he also has like CD2 to like counter hit really quickly. Basically, when you're up, and this is before we even talk about Flash, by the way, 1+4, right? If you don't know what Flash is, just in case you're a little newer, this is a 6-frame heat engager. You heard me right. In a game with a 10-frame jab, Yoshimitsu has a 6-frame heat engager. And if he has no sword out, his no sword stance, it's a 8-frame launcher, right? So Yoshimitsu has really, really good small Tekken tools. Doesn't really have good low pokes. We're going to talk about that throughout the set. But Sin navigates this by using his movement. He's in your face, threatening all these options. He's capable of running away too, but he loves playing up close and trying to get you to respond. And then once he's winning, he'll go low, right? If he gets a good lead, a good early launcher, things like that, then he gets really comfortable. Or if he has a good read based on his forward dashing and crouching that you prefer to sit still, then he will go low, right? Very adaptable player, taking in data with his eyes, you know. What else would you take it in with? And then he likes to play high homings as well to shut off movement, right? So instead of forcing lows when someone is stand blocking, he wants to make sure they are stand blocking, right? You do the homing move, stop them from side walking. Then they're just backdashing, moving forward, hitting buttons, and that makes Yoshi's kit really shine because Yoshi can be a bit linear. So if you're using your highs to stop their movement, helps a lot. The last thing I want to talk about is the mentality both players exhibit to lock in high-level tournament play. Again, you're going to see a lot of throws not get broken, but how are they constantly creating winning situations? They trust what the opponent shows them, right? Trust what the opponent shows you. And trust your game plan, right? These are two key concepts at high-level Tekken that will never go away. A lot of people get tournament nerves or like ranked anxiety. They try to adjust too much too early. Sometimes you have to stick with your game plan. And in a 1-2, the opponent might crumble. It might be a really good game plan. They might try to make an adaptation that's not going to happen. You might hit them with something that they think you shouldn't do because you've been conditioned out of it, right? Lots of reasons why this game plan works, but in a 1-2, it's just the fastest, most instinctual, efficient way to play. That's really important. I said last thing, there's 2 more things. There's a couple moments that the commentators will be mistaken about a situation. This isn't shade, it's just really hard to track these situations at full speed. We have the advantage of like slow motion sitting in my bed, like watching this over and over, right? So a couple situations we'll correct. I'll talk about that when it comes up. And last thing is, please check out my second channel, PhiDX Unhinged. It'll be linked below. Lots of funny stream moments to catch. Let's get into the match. So, Sin versus Kwis. Kwis opens with a down back 3 and lands a Peacekeeper right away. Sidestep 4, and now he's running that steamroll offense. And Sin is kind of chilling. He puts out a low there, but he's really sidestep ducking, right? He gets clipped there, but in general, he's picking a defensive approach. He's not mashing that flash because Hwoarang has a lot of ways to actually trap that. Here he gets a kin forward 2. Gonna run a bit of offense here. Nice power crush to get out of the pressure. Patient get up with a spring kick. High IQ grab to beat the power crush. And look at this situation. Sin could go for a mix-up, but he fuzzies low twice to try and get Kwis to duck, right? Fuzzy duck, threatening like, say, a full crouch low or a quick low poke. Just trying to get Kwis to respond. And then he goes mid, right? So he gets a chance to play again. He gets clipped by that, but he's using that both to collect information and try to kill safely. Both of these are really, really cool tactics he likes to use. All right. The little backswing. If you don't know, from back turn, you get a faster, like, backdash. I'll explain that situation a bit later, but that is going to come to bite Kwis later. All right, but now he's running his offense. Peacekeeper catches Sin once again. Heat dash. This is a really ugly situation. Sin gets like one more chance. Yoshi can make the comeback, but the throw gets ducked. Take a look at this earlier situation in the round, right? So here, this is a common Yoshimitsu thing. It's a common Raven. It's a common Lily thing. Any character with a back turn stance, Xiaoyu, right? Here, he goes back turn, right? And then from back turn, he gets this enhanced backdash where if he inputs a crouch, Yoshi has to do it a bit differently, but he inputs a crouch and he really flies backwards here. And he's going to try it again here, right? Kwis clips his back, tries to go for a lunging mid, and this enhanced, like, crouching from back turn, down back from back turn, gets him a whiff punish, right? Now, Kwis, normally this is really solid Hwoarang offense, right? Like, it's really hard for anybody to get out of this. This is a very unique situation where you hit somebody in the back, right? Pause. And, that's going to come back to bite Kwis in the ass later. CD2, nothing. And then Kwis runs away with the round right after the heat engager, right? So you'll notice, like, why isn't Sin flashing? It's because Hwoarang has so many ways to frame trap a flash. And so the intelligent Hwoarang players who are really experienced in the matchup won't just let you flash for free. Never easy. But Kwis is up 2 rounds. How does Sin start pushing to make a comeback? A block punish is a great start. Kwis goes for a random launch punishable move. He started the game with a low, but Sin stays solid stand blocking. Now he's in the advantage. What happens? Goes low, right? Immediately starts applying pressure. Doesn't just sit there at the wall. Now he starts jabbing to test what is Kwis going to do to respond. Flashes him as he starts trying to fight back. Sin's highly in safe wall pressure, not just forcing 50-50-50-50, which isn't Yoshi's strength anyways, just trying to test and poke his opponent and see what's going to happen, right? Doesn't break a throw here. Wake up 4. Finally sidewalks the Peacekeeper, but doesn't get anything out of it. Nice down jab to break the pressure. Okay, Kwis applying his own pressure, gets underneath the power crush. That's really, really nice. Here's the 1+2 throw. Still has an ugly wall position, which is in Kwis's favor. Big sidestep on the heat burst. And Kwis is going to be putting him in a very, very ugly position. Gets a flip over. It's a last guess for his life. Kwis runs into heat burst and stabilizes the position. And a mash catches Kwis. Huge wall carry. This is Yoshimitsu. That is Yoshimitsu. Insane counter hit launch. And now Sin is understanding all the data he took in earlier. Look at this round. Low, low, sidestep 2-2, low again. He's going to catch this sidewalk. Low again. 1-1 to beat the offense. Just look at 12-second round with so much confidence. All this data he collected earlier. Recall this first round. Recall this information that we saw. Right? He's getting used to when Kwis wants to mash in response. And look at this. He knows. If I go in his face, no matter what I do, Kwis is going to prefer to stand block, right? Right, no matter what I do. There are moments where he will try to duck, right? Kwis will try to duck, say a throw that happens, I believe, at the end of this, right? But that's like a up-close scramble, right? When it comes to the neutral game, Kwis is preferring to stand block. And this is where he cashes out on that read as this round starts. So look at it one more time. We're going to start the final round. Look at this read dump. Low. That's a guaranteed follow-up. Low again. Low again. Forward dash mid. Whiff punish. Low. This catches the sidewalk with a slight delay. Low again. And now Kwis has to make a comeback. What's he going to do? Come in and hit a button. 1-1. Counter hit. Very high IQ gameplay from Sin. But Kwis, very seasoned competitor. He's not just going to fold, okay? You're going to see a lot of adaptations here. Small adaptations, nothing huge. Kwis is still going to prefer his patient playstyle. But remember that the title and thumbnail are pointing at throws. You know, a little teaser. You know, maybe that was obvious, maybe it's not. Forward, forward 3, flash. Sin resisting the momentum that Hwoarang wants to generate. It's the big homing move from right foot forward. Peacekeeper catches Sin once again. Uh-oh, beating the flash. A lot of ducks from Sin, but he can't confidently go for the launch when the heat mode Hwoarang can counter hit launch you really easily. Peacekeeper gets dodged, no whiff punish. Look at this data collection again. Sin holding the crouch in his face, seeing nothing, and then finding the hop knee. Huge wall damage, it's one more hit, unblockable. Unblockable. Look at this one more time. Look at Sin. Staying to his default game plan of not forcing mix-ups. Even though he got that redump earlier, we don't know that Kwis is going to suddenly start mashing. So Sin goes in, crouch, crouch. Wants to confirm what Kwis wants to do. And then he finds a great timing on this, right? And then this is just a Yoshimitsu situation to kill. So Kwis, 2 rounds away from going into the loser's bracket. How is he going to adjust? Still patient. Run up down 3-4. Gets punished for the power crush. 2 throws broken. Okay. Sin looking solid. Finishes the high string anyways. Most Yoshi players would stop. Throw broken. How is he going to open up Sin? It's whiffing. Uh-oh. Sin goes for an unblockable. Trying to cash out on Kwis playing patient, but not accounting for the fact that Kwis is backdashing, right? Like, without a wall there, you can keep backdashing, and it makes the sweep hard to hit. Down 4-2 catches Kwis coming in. Backdashing again. Oh, there's a wall standing 4. Heat burst. Down forward 1-4. Here's a punish from Kwis. Offense is starting. Counter hit launch. And that is the Hwoarang special when he's in heat. That's why Sin is ducking, but not really going necessarily for a launcher, because if you're wrong, you die, right? And he did get counter hit, so he died. Peacekeeper catches him in the rear. All right, offense starting again. And now Kwis is playing slow. Ooh, tries it down forward. Okay, counter hit. They both trade. Little DBZ moment. Sin gets 1 pump of healing. Teleports behind. Sidestep on the float. Very, very high IQ. Safe defense from Kwis. Doesn't get a combo right away, but converts to this combo. Uh-oh, big whiff. No punish. Catches him running in and ducking. Remember how... This was a very good round from Kwis, all right? I was going to say, remember how Sin is trying to make a read on Kwis sitting still? Kwis finally mashes. Look at this round. This round is very intelligent from Kwis, all right? He's stuck. His game plan hasn't been working. He starts trying to run a bit more offense, but doesn't go too hard, right? Doesn't go too hard. Yoshi can spin out of a lot of it, so he has to chill. Finds an opportunity here. Now he's going to run in. Peacekeeper whiffs, and then just calm sidewalk. Drops the combo. Now he finally goes mid, cashing out on all of the ducks, right? Every time he goes into Flamingo, Sin is a little too comfortable ducking. So he goes into Flamingo with this, down back 4, mid. Sin is hard ducking. Great cash out. Trust what the opponent shows you. If you're going to duck, I'm going to go mid. Right, mid, and there's a low. No whiff punish. And then look at that. You're going to keep running in my face and ducking. I'm just going to do my power crush mid. It beats so many options. Not going to mash into your flash. This is beautiful too. Spring kick, huge plus frames for Yoshi. I'm not going to mash. I'm just backdashing. I have space. You try to catch me with your unblockable low, I'm whiff punishing. Very well played from Kwis. Palm adjustments, just go mid when he's ducking. But a little too overzealous. Getting caught by the sidestep 1. Huge half HP combo. Unblockable low. This is an ugly situation. Like 1 more interaction left. A couple jabs. A bunch of highs. He just didn't even mix him up. Kwis tried to sidewalk out of the wall, and there was no mix coming. Just a bunch of jabs to try and lock him down, stop any mashing from Kwis, and then raw dragonfly into the homing high. So if Kwis wants to get out of there, he's going to have to fight back or hard duck, and neither of those are enjoyable against the Yoshimitsu. Final round, Kwis on elimination or loser's bracket point. Offense starting. First throw, unbroken. Down 3-4, gets dodged, but Sin doesn't rip a launcher. Gets hit mid. Gets hit mid again. Blocking. Kwis trying to attack in. The homing move gets evaded by the spin. That's a little broken. Run up mid. Decisive, right? None of this, I mean, the Peacekeeper has been effective, right? But if you look at how he got his HP this round, it's just off of hitting him. Everything just kind of worked. The throw worked, and you'll have rounds like this. Down 3-4 doesn't work. The mid just works. Right? Down forward 4 just happens to counter hit. Down 4-4 gets it. The homing move gets evaded because he moves backwards. That's messed up. And this is just going to work. He's going to run up, do the low, and run up and do the mid. And Sin gets caught sidewalking and simply dies. And sometimes that's how it goes, right? Sin didn't get to start his forward dash pressure. He didn't just run up and go low. Kwis started out with some jabs and then just ran away with it. Right? He trusted what Sin showed him. And this final game becomes a total scrap. It's a first to 2, right? In case that wasn't clear by now. Absolute scrap here. 1-1 mashing out of the stance pressure. Sin no longer just ducking, but actually attacking. Running up and doing some forward ducks, but doesn't break the throw. Spinning out of the Peacekeeper. More forward dash crouching. His very patented offense. And Kwis overextends once again. Gets grabbed between Yoshi's legs. The charge kin to... We're going to review that situation. The commentators say he let go early. He actually did the full charge. We'll talk about that. Don't want to interrupt the match, though, because this is... I want you to feel the momentum of this set, okay? Down 3-4. Pressure starting. Sin gets a fuzzy duck. Doesn't break the throw. Flip over on the ground. 4-4-3 on the ground. Sin is down half HP. Is he going to go low, or is he going to try and find a counter? Nice duck. Gets caught sidewalking. Gets caught stepping again, and the mid just kills him. Kwis with a dominant round, answering right back, right? Sin unable to get his offense started, unable to get a comeback move. No duck on the string, no break on the throw. Both players very clearly cracking under the pressure. Forward dashing, not afraid. Beautiful duck. He forward dashed, backed out, and got Kwis to hit him with the low-high string. That was really cool. He never actually hit a button. He just moved. Let's go with the charge early because he doesn't want to get interrupted. Rips the string. Kwis confidently ducks it. You're not doing the mid. You're not ready to die. Sin plays aggressive, but it's actually really safe. And there he delays the back 2-2. Kwis breaks the throw. Confident duck on the next throw. And he mashed a hop knee, converts the float combo. Misses the just frame. Forward dashing, goes low, goes low. From the winning position, he goes low twice. He knows Kwis is going to try and play patiently. So he punishes the patient play with lows. Diabolical forward 4. This is a huge combo to half HP. Sin is in this winning position. Anything can happen. He could go low. He could mash a CD2 to try and counter hit. He's going low. This is it. He's ahead. Flash attempted. Counter hit and a grab. He did not try to go for the flash again. We'll talk about that. Flash gets blown up. Kwis rocks the really successful heat dash and another throw unbroken because of the counter hit. So Kwis resisting the momentum steamroll from Sin. How is Sin going to play this? How is Kwis going to play this? Down back 4. A flash out of the down 4. The momentum is starting. Kwis ducked and the Dragonfly launcher hits. This is an absolutely ugly situation. To come back from this is insane. Heat dash. Goes for the Manji low. That is so hard to fight back from. All right. So let's rewatch that final game. There's a lot to cover in this one, but Sin playing a very impressive final game. Again, mostly an online player. His offline clutch is surprisingly impressive, aside from the throw breaks, right? How did Sin make this first to 2 victory over Kwis without throw breaks? How did he do it? Let's look, right? So 1-1, great mash, adapting to the stance pressure from Kwis. He's been playing mostly movement, now he mashes. Now here's the forward dash ducks, trying to see what Kwis is doing, right? Forward dash duck. Kwis does a little fuzzy duck, but he's mostly just back dashing. So Sin throws the down forward 2 in case Kwis wanted to attack. Fails to spin out of the way, fails to break the throw. Spinning out of that way, running the same thing again, but this time he sprinkles in a low. Like, is Kwis really not ducking? Is Kwis really going to keep standing? Right? Forward 4. He really is going to keep standing. Can't spin out of the way, but he can do this. We saw the situation in game 1, right? Fubuki knee leaves him back turned. He tries to spin. Kwis tracks the spin and then tries to go for the homing, lunging move. But this down back from back turn evades. We saw the exact situation before, except he was on player 1 side. Guaranteed, or unblockable throw, so you have to duck that. But remember, we know he's not ducking. Now, what happened here? Kincho 2, he can charge this, he can let go early. Kwis sees it and starts sidewalking right. Well, we labbed this situation, and what happens is, notice how Kwis hesitates on the sidewalk right. That hesitation was his death. If you sidewalk right here, this is good anti-Yoshi defense. Pay attention, class, all right? This was a full charge. You can tell because of the full like spark effect on Yoshi here. Sidewalk right only works if you do it right away. If you wait and hesitate like Kwis did, you get tracked. Sidewalk left or sidestep left makes it a bit easier. But again, that is like a little knowledge check that Yoshimitsu wants to catch you with. And he can always let go early, right? He can let go early to knock you down for moving. So it's a bit of a weird mix-up. If you're going to interrupt, you have to do it as soon as possible. It's a pretty cheap move, all right? So Kwis gets launched, and this is devastating. Right, this combo simply kills. So commentators got it slightly wrong, but again, it was a very intense situation. So hard to tell what is happening in the clutch like that. All right, Kwis starting to run some down 3-4, and again, getting caught with the throws. Once Kwis gets rolling, it's really hard for Sin to come back. Kwis here dodging the down 4-2 is so good, right? Sin is trying to keep him out, catch him overextending. Kwis actually makes it whiff, but wasn't ready to whiff punish. Skyrocket is blocked. Beautiful duck on the string. Good trained defense. Catching Sin for stepping. Sin loves stepping. He's not really a flasher against these stances, right? Because Hwoarang can bait it. So instead, understanding that Sin prefers to move and duck, sidestep duck, this is the sidestep duck answer. In this case, Sin did a button, but it still beat him because he sidestepped. Catches him again. Simple kill. Kwis making great adaptations. Again, seeing what Sin is showing him. And if you don't know the answer to what your opponent is showing you, that is something you practice in the lab. That is something you theory craft on your own. That is something you copy from better players. You can just copy this, right? If my opponent's sidestep ducking is Hwoarang, I do the homing, right? It's very, very straightforward. It just takes a little bit of extra work. Throwing him a ton because it's always working. Peacekeeper gets spun out of the way. Forward dashes from Sin. And again, this interaction is very important to pay attention to. Kwis is just backdashing, and Sin is just forward dashing. But Sin is going to remember this, okay? Beautiful duck. And look at this. Forward dash, forward dash, forward dash, forward dash 4 times. Backdash, meditation, duck the low. He didn't hit a single button. This was the most fire Tekken we've seen in a minute. Just forward movement. Okay, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to chill out. No, I'm not. I'm actually defending ready for your move. He could have done a counter hit down forward too, but instead he just defended. That was so impressive. That was some of the coolest shit I've seen in this set. There he rips it early because, again, he charged it before. By the way, I think it's only effective in no sword stance. So the reason why he could do it here is because he's in heat, which gives him no sword stance properties on his moves. And again, a beautiful duck from Kwis. Kwis' string defense is so prepared. This is so good. Kip up from Sin was so brave. Breaks the 2 throw. Ducks the follow-up throw. Yoshi players love this setup, you guys. This will happen to you in ranked. 2 throw, 0 on break. So the Yoshi will just try to grab you again. Usually alternating throws. And this conversion from Sin was great presence of mind. That's a float combo, so you have to do it slightly differently. And remember all those forward dashes where Kwis just backdashed? This is where Sin cashes out on the data. I'm not going to forward dash anymore. I'm going to go low right away. Well, he did 2 forward dashes, right? Great data collection, great conditioning, set point. And that is so dirty. But again, same thing. He knows Kwis is backdashing, so he catches the low. Forward, forward, forward here. If you go slow-mo, Kwis doesn't really duck. It just catches his backdash, right? His Korean backdash cancels. So great, again, move choice from Sin based on what his opponent showed him. Not breaking the throws, but running an offense that's effective against Kwis' defense. Throw right away. CD2 trying to catch a mash. Some jabs, and then the lows again. The lows are right back. Tries to flash. So there it says he tried to go for a flash again. Open your ears real quick for me and listen to this audio. I thought he also tried to go for a flash again. Right here, one more time. Sorry. You'll see one flash and you'll hear a second. Flash 1. That. It looks like he flashed again, but if you rewind it in slow motion, I'm gonna turn down the commentary so you don't hear it all garbled. Look at this. Right, down jab. Here he's backdashing a little bit. Oh wait, sorry, I went too far back. Here we go. It's when Hwoarang starts us off again. First flash, down 3-4, right flamingo 2. Now Hwoarang is gonna do right stance forward 3, and it's gonna counter hit, but Yoshi is clearly jabbing here. So I don't know why it made an audio cue that sounded like a flash. We tested a bunch of situations. For some reason, it made a sound that sounded like a flash, right? Anyways, he gets counter hit, and off of this, Hwoarang gets another throw. So he's taking a lot of permanent damage, but remember that Sin's strength is not defending against that properly. Sin's strength is playing his offense really cleanly, finding a big hit, and then running away with it. Here, finally pressed by Hwoarang's offense, he tries to start mashing a little more. There's a flash. This counters the flash, right? By the way, earlier here, this jab is actually pretty intelligent. The jab that gets counter hit, right? Because from right stance, Hwoarang can do that jumping homing kick, and jab will float him out, right? So here, if he jabbed, it would have beaten this option. Instead, he tries to flash, and K-Wiz changed his option back, and that's what beats him. Forward 3, heat dash, and then the one throw, right? Every throw just hitting. So for Sin to win this, he either has to break the throw, or he has to start surviving the stance offense better. And this final round goes way better for him, mainly because he starts abusing the fact that K-Wiz is mainly stand blocking, right? He starts applying this pressure early, right? And K-Wiz, probably remembering how the last rounds went, say, hey, I can't just start taking those. I've got to respond now. Dashes into a flash. So Sin has spent the whole game kind of really downloading the fact that K-Wiz wants to just stand block. He doesn't really want to just duck in the open against Yoshimitsu. And then when he tries to push the offense to regain HP, he's ready with those reads. And here, he goes for the mid. I don't know if he thought K-Wiz would duck for sure. I think he just kind of went for it. But maybe he sensed that K-Wiz was tired of eating all these lows on approach timings. Right? He never really went mid. Right? Sin never really went mid. He forward dashed. He went mid early in the game and then went low. So this is actually one of the first few mids we saw. He did try that move earlier and it didn't hit. But he really just didn't insist on a lot of 50-50s, and it finally hit when it mattered. And with this kind of launcher as Yoshimitsu, like I said earlier, good luck coming back, right? Like, what are you gonna do at this position? Like the points of interaction are very low, but worth looking at. So he gets up here, he could duck, right? He could instantly choose to duck, right, to beat this stance. He sidewalks here, or sidewalks and actually does block the homing move, which is really, really clutch reflexes. He could have ducked to beat this again and got a launch, but that, you know, that's deciding the game is probably going to end here, right? If Yoshi goes for a mid out of this stance, then you probably die or have a last hit situation. So he chooses to move and block. Now he's putting a final guess for his life. Blocks the mid, and then he finally starts ducking. You can see him do a little fuzzy duck there, but he doesn't commit to it, right? And yes, he could have died to an orbital. Yes, he could have died to a keep at down forward 2. Yes, he could have died to a low parry. But Sin trusted what K-Wiz showed him. And he played to Yoshi's strength. He trusted his game plan. You know, hit them with some nonsense. And then run away with the lows when he's convinced that the opponent is just stand blocking. Very impressive tournament play from a relatively new tournament player. Sin started, he was in the chat a few days ago. He told me he started Tekken 7 when Lydia came out in Season 4 of Tekken 7. So he's very, very new. And this level of tournament play, even with a very strong character like Yoshimitsu, is very impressive. Sin even says, nerf Yoshimitsu, do it. He's OP. And I'll still keep winning. We'll figure it out. Big fan of Sin, big fan of K-Wiz too, but this is a guy to look out for sure. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this is informative. Trust your game plan. Trust what the opponent shows you, and even though he won, you guys should really learn to break throws, okay? Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if I missed something. Leave a comment if you have any questions. If you have nothing to say, leave an emoji. Helps me a ton. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.